I died choking on my own blood in the back of a black SUV. The taste of betrayal as sharp as the shards of glass embedding my lungs. The last thing I saw was Derek's face in the rearview mirror. His eyes cold as the Hudson River in winter, mouthing "I'm sorry" like it meant a goddamn thing. But then, like a glitch in the matrix of some shitty Hollywood reboot, I woke up gasping in my old Brooklyn apartment. The alarm clock screaming 7 a.m. on a Tuesday 3 years earlier. My hands young and unscarred. And the rage hit me harder than the crash ever did. That morning, I stared at my reflection in the cracked bathroom mirror. Caroline Hayes, 28 again, with the same frizzy brown hair I'd finally tamed in my last life and the faint scar from a childhood bike crash still faint on my chin. It wasn't a dream. The calendar on my phone confirmed it. March 15th, 2022. The day before the merger announcement at Apex Media. The day I'd naively trusted Derek Voss. My mentor. My almost lover. The man who'd orchestrate my downfall. I'd been loyal, grinding through 3 years without a single raise, while he climbed the ladder on my ideas. And for what? A bulletproof promotion built on my corpse. I didn't cry. No. That luxury died with me. Instead, I brewed the strongest coffee in my leaky machine and sat at my IKEA desk, plotting. Rebirth wasn't a gift, it was a loaded gun. And I was done playing Target. Apex was a viper pit in Midtown Manhattan, a glossy ad agency where dreams went to get shredded and repackaged as billable hours. I'd started as a junior copywriter, fresh out of NYU with student loans choking me like Derek's eventual lies. But this time, I'd rewrite the script. I'd make them beg for mercy, starting with that exit email that, in my first life, had been a polite resignation. Now, it'd be napalm. By 8:45, I was on the subway, the L train rattling like my nerves, but my mind was steel. I replayed the timeline, the merger with Sterling Partners, Derek's secret affair with HR Queen Bee Vanessa Hale, the fabricated emails pinning embezzlement on me. I'd taken the fall to protect the team, only for him to fire me publicly for interviewing elsewhere, a half-truth I'd whispered to a headhunter in desperation after those stagnant years. The scandal tanked my career, led to the stalking, the accident on the FDR Drive. But knowledge was power, and I had 3 years' worth of ghosts whispering secrets. Stepping into Apex's glass lobby felt like walking into my own funeral preview. The receptionist, Mia, flashed her veneered smile. Morning. Carl. Coffee run. In my past life, I'd said yes, bonding over lattes that masked the toxicity. Today? Nah. Got my own brew. Tell Derek I'm early for the brainstorm. Her eyebrows quirked. Early wasn't my style back then, but she buzzed me up. The elevator hummed, depositing me on the 22nd floor, where open-plan desks buzzed with fake enthusiasm and the scent of desperation. Derek's office door was ajar. Him on the phone, pacing in his Brooks Brothers slacks, barking at some vendor. God. He looked the same, salt and pepper hair. That dimpled chin that once charmed boardrooms and bedrooms. I knocked once. Sharp. He spun, surprise flickering before that predatory grin slid into place. Caroline, you're eager today. What's up? I leaned against the doorframe, casual as a loaded dice roll. Just felt like shaking things up. 3 years here. Derek. No raise. No promo. Thought maybe we'd chat trajectory. His eyes narrowed. Calculating. In the old timeline, This convo ended with promises and pats on the head.
Now.
I watched him squirm. Knowing the merger docs in his drawer hid kickbacks from Sterling, $200K funneled through shell accounts. My name forged on the approvals. He gestured to the chair opposite his desk. All faux fatherly. Sit.
Sit.
You've been invaluable.
Kid.
The Sterling pitch? Your baby. But timing. He trailed off, glancing at his Rolex.
Lies.
It was always timing with him. I sat, crossing my legs.
And launched.
Timing like how you've been siphoning merger funds? Or timing like Vanessa's emails to the board? CCNG you on my disloyalty? His face drained of color. A fish flopping on dry land. What the hell are you? I cut him off. Voice low. Venomous. Save it. I know about the Cayman accounts. The fake invoices. And yeah, I know you leaked my headhunter chats to make it look like I was jumping ship. Smart play. Mentor. But here's the new play. I stay quiet. You give me equity. 5%. Or I walk with everything to the SEC before lunch. It was a bluff, mostly. I'd need proof. But his panic was my proof. He stammered, sweat beading on his forehead. Caroline, this is insane. You're stressed. Let's talk to HR. HR. Vanessa. The other half of the snake. I'd confront her next. But not yet. I stood, towering in my sensible pumps. Stressed?
Nah.
Enlightened. Clock's ticking. Derek. I left him there, door clicking shut like a guillotine, and headed to my desk. The team, Jenna with her neon nails, Marco the quiet designer, glanced up. You okay? Jenna asked. I forced a smile. Better than ever. Lunch on me later. The morning blurred into pitches and proofs. But my brain was a war room. By noon, Derek cornered me in the break room, coffee pot trembling in his hand. We need to talk. Privately. His office again. Blinds drawn. He paced, voice a whisper shout. Where'd you get that shit?
Vanessa?
No one's talking. I laughed.
Cold.
Doesn't matter. What matters is you fix it. Raise retro. Promo to senior. And that equity. Or I hit send on an email that'll make Watergate look like a kiddie pool. He deflated. Shoulders slumping.
Fine.
But you breathe a word. Threat empty as his promises. By 2 p.m. HR email. Congratulations. Caroline Hayes. On your promotion to senior copywriter. Effective immediately. With a 25% salary adjustment. Vanessa's signature. But I knew her claw marks.
I centímetres cúbics de malàcia personal.
Screenshot everything. Step 1. Secure the ground. But revenge wasn't a paycheck. It was dismantling the empire. That night, back in Brooklyn, I cracked open a bottle of cheap Merlot and my laptop. The exit email from my first life had been tame. Thank you for the opportunities. This rebirth demanded fire. But I wouldn't quit yet.
No.
I'd play the long game. Gather the dirt. I started a encrypted drive. Operation Phoenix. First entry. Derek's VPN logs. I'd hack them later. Call in a favor from an old NYU hacker buddy. Now, a cybersecurity whiz. Days bled into weeks. Apex buzzed with merger fever. Sterling execs swarming like locusts in tailored suits. I thrived in the chaos, my new edge earning nods. Jenna pulled me aside one Friday, Girl, what crawled up your ass and died? You're killing it. I winked. Just woke up. But shadows lurked. Vanessa watched me in meetings, her Botox smile twitching. Derek avoided eye contact, but slipped me invites to strategy sessions, bait to gauge loyalty. One such session, late April, in a rooftop bar overlooking Times Square. Neon bled into the skyline. Deals sealed over Manhattans. Derek, 3 drinks in, leaned close. You're playing a dangerous game.
Carl.
Equity? That's not how this works. His breath hot, scotch-laced. I sipped my soda water, stone cold sober. Then teach me how. Or remember Cayman. He recoiled, but Vanessa slithered up, arm linking his. Trouble in paradise? Her voice silk over razor wire. In my past life, I'd liked Vanessa, mentor-sister vibe. Late nights swapping war stories. She'd been the one to discover the embezzlement. Her tears at my firing interview Oscar-worthy.
Now?
I saw the affair text I'd glimpsed post-crash. The pillow talk plotting my exit. Just shop talk, I said, clinking glasses. To new beginnings. Her eyes narrowed. Predator sensing predator. That night, I tailed them. Uber to a Soho loft, hers. I waited in the shadows. Phone recording the laughter spilling out. Not enough. But seeds planted. May brought the merger vote. Boardroom electric. Projections glowing on screens. Derek presented. My slides front and center. Crediting the team. Bullshit. I stood during Q&A. Voice steady. One addendum. Transparency on those vendor fees. Cayman routing seams. Off. Gasps rippled. Derek's face, volcanic. Caroline, not the time. But it was. Sterling CEO. A silver fox named Harlan. Perked up. Details? I had none, yet, but the doubts seeded. Post-meeting, Derek hauled me to his office. You're fired. Effective now.
Disloyalty.
Leaking confidences. Echoes of the old script. I smiled. For interviewing elsewhere? After 3 years no raise?
Cute.
But try it. See what my exit email does.
He blanched.
What email? I pulled out my phone. Draft open. Subject. Apex's dirty merger, embezzlement, affairs, and a frame job on the woman who built it. Body, timelines, screenshots, faked for now, but soon real. CC to board.
Knit.
Hit send. His hand shot out, desperate grab. I dodged, laughing. Equity.
Derek.
Or boom. He caved. Again. Promo solidified, but tension crackled. Whispers spread. Caroline's got dirt. Vanessa cornered me in the ladies.
Bitch.
Back off. Her nails dug into my arm. Or what? Another accident? Her eyes widened, guilt flash. I'd hit bone. Summer scorched in. Deals closing. I built alliances. Marco on design leaks. Jenna on HR gossip. Hacker buddy. Alex. Delivered. VPN trails to offshore banks. Proof gold. But revenge hungered. August. Company retreat in the Hamptons. Yacht party. Champagne flutes clinking under stars. Derek pulled me aside, slurring. You're ruining everything. For what? A grudge. I whispered. for the blood on your hands. The crash you ordered. He paled. What crash? You're crazy. But fear confirmed. Vanessa nearby. Eavesdropping. I let her hear. That night. Anonymous tip to Sterling. Check Apex books. Voss hail collusion. Fallout. Audits announced. Derek's empire wobbled. September. Climax brewed. Board emergency call. I wasn't invited, but hacked in via Alex. Accusations flew. Irregularities. Derek deflected, blaming rogue elements.
Me.
They summoned me. 10 a.m. sharp. Boardroom suits. Stern faces. Harlan at head. MS. Hayes. Allegations of sabotage. I stood tall. Folder in hand. Sabotage? Try whistleblowing. Here's the proof. Forged docs.
Kickbacks.
My name on fraud.
Gasps.
Derek lunged metaphoric.
Lies.
She's bitter, fired for job hunting.
The old lie.
I countered. Fired?
No.
Promoted after I called your bluff. But yeah. 3 years no raise while you stole. And the affair? Vanessa's emails to you. Plotting my exit to cover tracks. Chaos. Harlan. Security. But I hit send real email.
To all.
Apex's end. The truth behind the merger. Links.
Files.
Timelines. Phones buzzed. Derek screamed, "You bitch." Vanessa fled.
Sobbing.
Twist, Harlan. Sterling's head. Wasn't clean, his own skim. Exposed in my digs. Double fall.
Cops swarmed by noon.
Derek arrested for fraud. Vanessa for perjury.
Me?
Hero or villain? Media frenzy. Whistleblower or wrecker? Protests outside Apex. Feminists cheering my Me Too vibe. Corporates decrying betrayal. Controversial? Hell yes. I chose exposure over silence. Burning bridges with gasoline. October. Dust settled. Apex dissolved. Sterling sued into oblivion. I walked away with a book deal.
TED Talk invites.
But the happy ending? Bittersweet. In a quiet cafe, Alex slid me a drive. One more thing. Final twist. Derek hadn't ordered the crash. Vanessa had. Jealous of our spark, framing him too. She'd confessed in custody. Suicide note blaming me. Guilt nod. Rebirth saved me. But vengeance? It hollowed the victory.
Now.
November rain lashes my new loft in Chelsea.
Ipple Bourbon.
Watch the city lights. 3 years wiser. Scars invisible. The email changed everything, exposed the rot. Freed the trapped. But as sirens wail below, I wonder, was revenge justice? Or just another cage? The hook's set, the line pulls taut. Life 2.0. Caroline Hayes style, unapologetic, unbroken. The rain hadn't let up since that Hamptons weekend, turning Manhattan into a slick, neon-veined beast that mirrored the storm in my gut. It was late October 2022 now. 6 months into this second chance. And the fallout from my email bomb was a double-edged sword, cutting down Derek and Vanessa, but nicking me deeper than I'd admit. Reporters camped my stoop, calling me the Apex Avenger, while LinkedIn lit up with job offers from places too scared to touch me. I took none.
Why?
Because revenge wasn't a paycheck, it was excavation. Digging up bones I'd buried in life, one to keep the peace. Jenna called that Monday. Voice hushed over the line as I dodged paparazzi umbrellas. Caro. Holy shit. The Times front page? You're trending. I laughed. Bitter. Stirring oatmeal in my kitchenette. Trending toward therapy bills. You mean? Truth. Nightmares clawed back, the crashes screech. Derek's feigned sorrow. But waking young?
It fueled me.
Meet for drinks? Non-alcoholic for me. We did. At a dive in the East Village. Graffiti walls and sticky floors, a far cry from Apex's polish. Over ginger Alish. She spilled. Marco's out, golden parachute. But the interns? Screwed. No severance. Her eyes, lined with exhaustion,
Pleaded.
in life one, I'd rallied them post-firing. A feudal union push crushed by Derek.
Now?
We're fixing that. I pulled up my laptop. Drafting, anonymous fund, GoFundMe style. Seated with my whistleblower bonus from a quick settlement with Sterling. $50,000 wired by noon. Jenna's jaw dropped.
You're different.
Fiercer. Fierce? Try haunted. That night, alone, I pored over the drive Alex had given me. Vanessa's confession, not just fraud, but the hit. She'd hired a fixer through dark web channels, staging the accident after I confronted her about the affair. Jealousy, pure venom, thinking Derek and I were endgame. Twist, Derek knew, post facto, and covered it with SEC distractions. His "I'm sorry," a coward's absolution. No wonder he'd crumbled so fast. But the secret burrowed. I'd loved him.
Once.
Blindly. That mistake. Gunned down on the FDR. Now my ghost. November brought hearings. Federal courthouse in Foley Square. Marble halls echoing with justice porn. I testified. Voice steady under fluorescence. Laying out the timeline. 3 years loyalty. No raise. Headhunter chats born of despair. They fired me for disloyalty, ironic. Given their Cayman thefts. Derek, orange jumpsuit, glared from the dock. Vanessa, absent, her suicide ruled homicide by her own hand. Note pinned on me. Caroline destroyed us. Press aided. Avenger or assassin? Controversy peaked. Fox called me corporate terrorist. San. Heroin. Protests swelled. Apex exposed rallies in Zuccotti Park. Women in power suits chanting my name. I spoke at one. Impromptu. Megaphone heavy. They say I betrayed. But loyalty to thieves? That's suicide. I chose life. Cheers thundered. But inside, the decisions nod. Exposing Harlan's skim-tanked pensions for hundreds. Was I Avenger or collateral damage queen? Derek's trial dragged. December chill seeping into the courtroom. His lawyer, slick as oil, painted me villain. MS. Hayes orchestrated this for fame. Her exit email? Extortion.
Gasps.
I cross-examined.
Come.
Extortion? Try survival. You stole my work, my trust, then my life. The judge sustained objections, but the seed stuck. Jurors whispered. Outside. Snow fell, blanketing sins. Holiday break. I fled to my sisters in Philly. Turkey and tinsel a bomb. Mom. Cancer-free this timeline, another gift. I'd nagged early scans. Hugged tight. Proud. Baby. But careful, fire burns.
Wise.
Back in New York. January 2023. Verdict. Derek. 20 years fraud. Conspiracy. Cheers in the hall. But his eyes met mine. Hatred pure. You'll pay? Caro. Empty threat from a cage. But the real twist brewed in shadows. Alex pinged. Vanessa's fixer? Still loose. Name Rocco. Italian mob ties. Low-level enforcer. My blood iced. Rebirth hadn't erased the board, just reset the game. I hired protection. Ex-cop PI. Lena. Tough as jerky. You stir shit. It sticks. We tailed Rocco. Queen's garage. Grease-stained hands. Burner phones. Proof. Texts to Vanessa. Pre-crash. February. Superstorm buried the city. Power out. I hold up. Laptop glowing. The email evolved, not exit, but manifesto. Draft 2.0. Beyond Apex. The mob's grip on Madison Avenue. Leaks to feds. But timed. Controversial? Leaking mob intel? Suicide 2.0. But the mistake I'd borne, silence, killed me once. No more. Lena cornered Rocco in a snow-dusted alley. My anonymous tip guiding. Bust, guns, ledgers, Vanessa's payments. Feds swarmed. Headlines screamed. Add Empire's underworld link. Apex remnants sued me, defamation. I countersued, winning millions. But the decisions? Exposing Rocco freed informants. But sparked hits on rivals. Blood not on my hands, but close. Spring thawed. March 2023, anniversary of my death. I stood on the FDR overpass. Wind whipping. Traffic a river below. No tears. Instead, resolve. The email sent, final version, book excerpt, to every exec in town. Don't be Derek. Raise your people, or lose them. TED stage next. Applause roaring. But the end? No tidy bow. Rocco's trial. He flipped, naming Vanessa's puppet master, Harlan. Deeper betrayal. Sterling's head. My ally. Greenlit the hit to silence leaks. Twist upon twist. Harlan fled. Caught in Miami. Extradited. His plea? Business. Mine? Vindicated. But hollow. I'd saved lives. Exposed rot. But lost innocence twice. Summer 2023. I launched Hayes Creative, boutique agency. Fair pay. No vipers. Jenna, VP. Marco design lead. Clients flocked. Drawn to the legend. But nights, bourbon and what-ifs. Rebirth gave revenge. But the cost? Trust shattered. Forever the outsider. Happy? In fragments. As city lights flicker, I typed the last line. The email changed everything.
But me?
I'm the real revolution, unbowed. Unbreakable. The TED Talk went viral in April 2023. My face plastered on feeds from Silicon Valley to Wall Street. Caroline Hayes. The woman who torched her world for truth. Backstage. Under the hum of stage lights in Vancouver, I gripped the podium edge. Heart hammering not from nerves but the echo of that crash. Tires screaming. Glass shattering. Vanessa's hired ghost at the wheel. Thank you, I murmured to the crowd's roar. But inside, the hook twisted deeper. Revenge was a high-wire act, and the net was fraying. Back in New York, Hayes Creative bloomed in a Soho loft, exposed brick, bean bags for brainstorming, salaries starting at living wage plus 10%. No more Apex grind. We pitched ethical campaigns, green brands, and social justice bots. Jenna thrived, her neon nails flying over keyboards.
Boss.
We're booked solid.
But,
You okay? Her eyes searched mine during a late-night proof. I nodded, forcing the smile. Peachy. Just ghosts. Truth. Harlan's trial loomed. May court dates circled in red on my calendar. The deeper secret, the mob's tendrils into corporate America, threatened to unravel more than one empire. Lena, my PI, became fixture, broad-shouldered, chain-smoking in the alley below. Rocco sang like Sinatra. Harlan's the Don here, Sterling's facade for laundry. Laundry. Drug money washed through ad buys. Fake NGOs. My mistake in life one? Overlooking red flags in merger docs. Trusting Derek's vision.
now.
Armed with Alex's hacks. I prepped for testimony. But controversy brewed. Feds wanted me as witness. My lawyer, a shark named Ruiz, warned. Snitch on Harlan. Your target won. He owns judges. I chose anyway. Decisions like that, leaping without parachute, define this life. June swelter hit as trial opened. Courthouse a zoo of suits and scribes. Harlan, tanned and tailored, smirked from counsel table. His lawyer, MS. Hayes seeks vigilante justice. Destroying livelihoods. Livelihoods? The pensions I'd tanked haunted me. Emails from ex-Apexers. You ruined us. Guilt gnawed. But I stood. Ruined? They stole. I exposed. Cross-exam. Brutal. You fabricated evidence?
No.
Motivated by a fair grudge? Laughable. Derek was pawn. But the twist dropped like a bomb. Harlan's recordings, leaked anonymously, me, through proxies. His voice, handle the Hayes girl. Quietly.
Gasps.
Jury paled. Derek, testifying via video from prison, cracked. Harlan greenlit it all. The crash. To bury the books. My blood? On a CEO's ledger. Fallout. Mistrial chaos. Harlan remanded. Protests reignited. Corporate mafia trending. Occupy 2.0 in Bryant Park. I keynote. Voice raw. Betrayal isn't personal. It's systemic. Fight or fold. Cheers. But stalkers emerged. Unmarked vans tailing my runs in Central Park. Lena up security. I carried pepper spray. Slept with a bat. July 4th. Fireworks over the East River. I hosted team barbecue on my roof. Hot dogs. Craft beer. Laughter cutting the humidity. Marco grilled. Jenna danced to bad hip-hop. For a moment, normalcy. But phone buzzed, Ruiz. Harlan's out on bail. Watch your back. Party killed. That night. Alone. I revised the email, now a manifesto series, serialized on Substack. Installment 3. The crash that never was. Details. Vanessa's hires. Harlan's nod. My death as cover. Readers devoured. 100K subs overnight. But hate mail flooded. Traitor slut. From Apex alums. Controversial? My raw take on loyalty. Blind faith kills. Question everything. Feminists hailed. Trats burned me effigy online. The tension coiled. Climax nearing. August heatwave. Hit came. Jogging pre-dawn. Shadow detached from alley, Rocco's cousin. Enforcer grunt. Knife flashed. I dodged. Spray blinding him. Lena tackled. Sirens wailed. Hospital. Stitches on my arm. Cops grilling. Why you? I lied. Wrong place. Truth. Harlan's warning shot. Feds fast-tracked. Plea deal. 30 years for him. Empire crumbled. But the personal toll?
Shattered.
September. Book launch. Exit email. Reborn in rage. Signings packed. But eyes hollow. Sister visited. Caro. You're winning battles. Losing war. Live. Not avenge.
Wise.
I dated, cautious. A barista named Tom. Easy smiles. First kiss under autumn leaves. Tentative hope. Twist finale brewed October 2023, 1 year post-rebirth. Anonymous package. Harlan's diary. Smuggled by a mole. Entries, not just mob. But my mistake. Life one's embezzlement? I'd signed off unknowingly. Duped by Derek. Secret buried. I was complicit. Tiny fraction. Forgiven in ignorance.
Guilt tsunami.
The email's last draft. Confession. I wasn't saint. We all bleed the system. Sent pre-dawn. To world. Backlash. Hypocrite. Then pivot. Empathy waves. Forums filled. Humanizes the fight. Harlan's suicide in cell. Note. Hayes was right. Rot starts within. Poetic justice. By tragic. November chill. Hayes creative hit million revenue. Team toasted. I sipped water. Pregnant? Twist. Tom's baby. Life 3.0 seed. Rebirth's gift. Not just revenge. Redemption. The email changed everything. Exposed. Healed. Rebuilt. As snow dusts the skyline, I whispered a bump. Will burn bright.
Kid.
No cages. Winter 2023 wrapped New York in a crystalline chokehold. The kind that turns sidewalks to skating rinks and breaths to ghosts. My belly swelled under wool coats. Tom's hand steady on my back as we navigated doctor appointments and nursery hunts in Brooklyn brownstones. Hayes creative hummed, now 20 strong. Clients like eco-brands and nonprofits praising our authentic edge. But authenticity? It was a mask over the fractures. The email's final confession had polarized, hero to some, Judas to others. Protests morphed to podcasts, dissecting my journey. I tuned out, focusing on ultrasounds and the flutter of new life. December brought holidays laced with thorns. Mom's Philly feast, turkey carved with care. Toasts to the fighter. But under the tree, a gift from prison. Derek's letter. Smuggled by a lawyer. Caro. You won. But was it worth the mirror? Scribbled regrets. Hints of love twisted by ambition. I burned it in the sink. Flames licking like old wounds. Vanessa's ghost lingered too. Her suicide ruled self-inflicted. But diary pages Alex unearthed painted despair, abandoned by Harlan. Shunned by elite circles. Betrayal's echo. We'd all been pawns. New Year's Eve. Tom and I on our fire escape. Champagne flutes, mine's sparkling cider, raised to fireworks. To us, he murmured, kissing my temple. Normalcy tempted, but the schemer in me stirred. Harlan's Empire autopsy revealed more. Mob fronts in half of Madison Avenue. My apex a drop. The mistake I'd borne signing that fraud doc. Haunted audits. IRS knocks. Back taxes. MS. Hayes. I paid. Quietly. From book royalties. Controversial decision. Silence on my complicity. Protecting the baby bubble. January 2024. Birth loomed. Agency thrived. But shadows crept. Ex-Apex lawsuit settled. $2M to laid-offs. My donation anonymous. Jenna. now partner. Confronted, you're pulling away. The fire? I sighed, rubbing my belly. Banked. Not out. Just. Priorities. Truth. Revenge's high faded to ash, leaving questions. Was the crash fate's reset, or my hubris inviting doom? Labor hit February blizzard. Tom white-knuckled in the cab to Mount Sinai. Hours blurred. Pain. Pushes. Cry piercing the storm. Lily Hayes, tiny. Fierce. Eyes like mine. Holding her, swaddled in hospital blue, I wept. Rebirth's pinnacle, not vengeance.
But this.
But the call came days later, Ruiz. Harlan's appeals. New evidence, your email slandered him into suicide. Civil suit threat. Laughter bubbled. Manic.
Let them.
I've got diapers to change. Spring bloomed tentative. Maternity leave. Park walks. Lily's coos under cherry blossoms. Tom cooked pasta carbonara. His mom's recipe, while I nursed and plotted. The email evolved, newsletter, reborn files, installments on corporate reform, whistleblower rights. Subscribers swelled. Invites to D.C. Senate hearings on ad industry laundering. I testified virtually. Lily gurgling off mic. Systems betray. Protect the Carolines. Applause echoed through screens. But tension simmered.
Me.
Old ally Marco tipped. Rocco's crew sniffing. Harlan's widow vindictive. Lena reinstated. Patrols doubling. One night. Break-in at the loft. Drawers rifled. My laptop safe, but drives missing. Panic-clawed Phoenix files. The encrypted heart. Tom, we move. To Jersey suburbs?
No.
Defiance. Upgraded security. PI stakeout. June heat returned. Agency expanding. Jenna's wedding. Beach in the Hamptons. Irony thick. I danced barefoot. Lily on hip. Toasts flowing. But Vanessa's brother approached.
Gaunt.
Eyes hollow. She wrote about you.
Before.
Said you were the only real one. Handed envelope. Letters. Vanessa scrawl. Forgive or hate. Inside, apologies. Confessions, love for Derek. Fear of loss. The hit a desperate grasp. Humanized the monster. I kept them, unread fully, in a box. Climax Redux, July. Widow's suit filed. Press conference. Her tear streaked. My husband dead by slander. Counter. My presser. Lily propped on desk. Slander? Try survival. Harlan killed for profit. Evidence dump. More ledgers. Via feds. Case crumbled. Widow retreated. But the decision? Public baby reveal. Controversial. Weaponizing family? Critics howled. Exploiting innocence. I owned it. Lily's my why. Fight for her world. August. Book 2. Twice burned. Bestseller. Tours canceled for safety. Instead, podcasts, raw, unfiltered. Revenge, cathartic poison. Choose creation. Listeners shifted from outrage to reflection. Derek's parole hearing denied, he wrote again. Teach Lily grace.
Burned.
Fall 2024. Lily's first steps in Central Park. Leaves crunching. Agency hit 5M. Team diverse, interns paid. Raises mandatory. Tom's proposal under the Bethesda fountain. Ring simple. Knee bent. Build with me? Yes. Tears real. But the twist lingered. Prenatal skin showed twins next. No echo of past, but forward. November rain. 1 year post-manifesto. I stood FDR again. Lily in carrier. Tom beside. Changed everything, I whispered to wind. The email? Spark to inferno. Ashes to empire. Betrayal's scar faded. Secrets unearthed. Antagonists dust.
Happy?
In the mess, love. Legacy. Life unbetrayed. Reborn not for revenge, but rebirth. The end? Just beginning. December 2024 dawned crisp. The city exhaling holiday lights like collective relief. Lily toddled across our new brownstone floors in Park Slope, hand-me-downs from Tom's folks. Walls splashed with her finger paints of chaotic reds and blues. Hayes Creative. Rebranded as Phoenix Agency. Anchored Midtown now. 50 souls. Hybrid model. Profit sharing that made jaws drop in boardrooms. I'd traded vengeance for vision, but the old fire smoldered, banked under layers of board books and bedtime stories. The email? Mythologized, framed in my office, the spark that lit the revolution. Tom's ring glinted as I stirred cocoa. Lily babbling, Mama fire, her twist on my tails. He chuckled from the couch. Blueprint spread. Expansion to LA. Ethical ads for climate tech. You're glowing. Caro. Glowing? Scarred. Maybe. The stitches from Rocco's kin faded to silver lines. But nightmares persisted glass.
Blood.
Derek's hollow sorry. Therapy helped. Weekly with Dr. Ellis. Unpacking the complicity. You bore their sins, she said. Now release. Easier preached than practiced. January 2025. Snow-blanketed Central Park as I keynote Davos. Virtual. Lily napping off-screen. Global execs. Suits pixelated.
Leaned in.
Corporate loyalty? Oxymoron. Demand equity. Or exit loud. Q&A spiked. Was the revenge worth it?
Pause.
Revenge?
Nah.
Reckoning. Applause virtual. But real. Policy shifts whispered. SEC reforms inked. But secrets clawed back. February. Anonymous email. You missed one. Apex ghost. Attachment. Scanned memo. My signature. Life one's fraud doc. But annotated. Derek's forgery proof. Vanessa's witness tampering. Twist. She hadn't just hired the hit. She'd framed me deeper. Planting evidence to ensure fall.
Why?
Not jealousy alone, inheritance play. Harlan's will tying Sterling to her loyalty. Derek?
Dupe.
Loving her blind. I dug. Lena on speed dial. Trails led to a lawyer.
Disbarred.
Spilling in a diner meet. Vanessa played all. Wanted you out to claim throne. Confirmation. Her suicide, staged, faked death. Fled to Cayman with skimmed millions. Alive? Heart raced. Controversial decision. Hunt her? Or let karma claim? I chose truth, press release. Apex accomplice at large. Feds mobilized. Headlines roared. The undead betrayer. March thaw. Lily's second birthday. Cake smeared. Balloons popping. Amid chaos. Arrest alert. Vanessa. Tanned and tearful in Miami extradition. Her plea. Caroline.
Mercy.
It was survival. Courtroom reunion. June heat thick.
She testified.
Broken. I envied you real talent. No games. My cross. Games that killed me. Jury saw. 15 years. Fraud and attempted murder. Derek. Watching remote. Nodded, closure. Perhaps. Summer 2025. Agency boomed. TED follow-up. Book 3 brewing. Tom and I wed quiet City Hall. Jenna officiating. Lily ring-bearer in tutu. Vows. Through betrayals. To beginnings. Honeymoon. Weekend Berkshires. Hikes and stargazing. But the call. Harlan's widow. Reformed. Donating settlement to whistleblower fund. You changed me. Voicemail cracked. Ripple effect. Hundreds aided. My mistake atoned in aggregate. Fall controversies peaked. Congressional bill. Hayes Act. Mandatory raises. Anti-retaliation. I lobbied. Lily on hip in marble halls. Opponents sneered. Radical. I fired back. Realist. Past narrow. Champagne in D.C. hotel. November 2025. 3 years post-rebirth. FDR vigil. Tom. Lily now chatty terror. Wind off water. Mommy. Why river sad? I knelt. Not sad. Baby. Strong. Like us. The email's legacy. Curricula in biz schools. Murals in Zuccotti. Derek paroled early. Reformed. Non-profit for ex-cons. Last letter. Thank you for the mirror. Final twist. Pregnancy test positive. Twins. Ironies wink. Life multiplying. Betrayals buried. The crash. Distant thunder. Rebirth's arc. From wronged ghost to architect. Happy ending? Earned. Messy. American grit. Grace. Unyielding. As lights bridge the river, I hit send. One last email.
To self.
It changed everything. And nothing. You're free.